have had this question come up this week a ton. So let me make this quick video so everybody can benefit from it. How can I get some established history on my credit profile? The way you do that, the fastest way, is adding authorized user trade line. However, there are some side effects that can affect you from using an authorized user trade line. One, they cost a lot. Two, you have to really be careful with the trade lines that you purchase from people, because if they max out their cards or if they get any late payments or anything like that, that can affect you as well. The other thing is 9 times out of 10, when you buy an authorized user trade line from somebody, it does not report for a long time. Like, they take you off of their card within like a 60-day time frame. So the best way to go about getting history on your credit profile is to get a trade line, but a primary trade line. And the easiest way to do that is with like rental reporting websites. So your rent reporting websites like Rental Karma, Credit Rent Boost, Rent Reporters, Credit Sesame has one. Self Lender just rolled out one. Those are companies that you really can benefit from. The cost is super low and the benefit is super high, okay? And they all kind of work the same. My favorite one is Rental Karma. Okay, so for $65, you can have 10 years of history reported on your credit profile. Now, I know you're thinking like, okay, I haven't been living at this place for 10 years. This is for you. This is a little hack. So if your grandmother has owned her house for tons of years, which normally our grandmothers do, this will not affect their government benefits, their Social Security, or anything like that. You can literally call your grandmother, tell her that you want to get a boost on your credit score, something like that, and ask her if you can use her address to report rent. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna log on to Rental Karma. On Rental Karma's website, you're gonna put in grandmother's address. When it says the move-in date, you're gonna backdate it 10 years. Now, if you're only like 21 years old, of course you can't backdate for 10 years, because that means you would have been 11 years old when you started renting, and that just doesn't seem realistic, right? So if you're 21 years old, you cannot backdate and say that you moved in 10 years ago, because it would look like you just started to rent a place at 11 years old, and that's not realistic, okay? So if you're like 30 years old, yes, it is very realistic. You could have gotten a place at 20. So do with that what you will. But if you don't have an address, or if the place that you've been living at, you've only been there for a couple years, use a family member. The other thing that you want to make sure is that you really are using the information for the homeowner, because they're going to verify, right? The other thing that they're gonna do is they're gonna dig deep. So the person who you say is your landlord, when they actually reach out to them to verify that you live at this place, they may ask some verification questions, like what is the car payment for the vehicle that you have on the credit profile? Or they may say, hey, did you ever live in any of these counties? You know, those verification questions that they ask. So you can't make up a landlord. You can't just use anybody. And if it doesn't go right, they're not gonna give you your money back. So these steps are gonna get you in. You're gonna make sure that you use all of the correct information, backdated as much as you can, okay? Because history is a very important part of the credit pie, okay? So you wanna make sure that you have established history before you're getting ready to go and get some funding, before you're getting ready to go apply for credit cards and such, okay? So that's Rental Karma, that's Credit Rent Boost, Rent Reporters, Credit Sesame. There's a lot of credit builders out there that help you with your history by reporting your rent. We're all paying our rent, so why not get credit for it? This is one of my favorite tools that I use on my clients when they're getting ready to go for funding, and if they have any type of low age on their credit profile. How could you find out what your age is on your credit profile? Boom, very good question. So what you're gonna do, and I never really use Credit Karma for anything. I like to use Credit Karma for the age, and I like to use Credit Karma for your utilization, because they're very accurate in that area. Everything else is a little iffy, okay? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna sign up for Credit Karma. When you log onto Credit Karma, you're gonna go to Credit Factors, okay? You're gonna scroll down, and it's gonna give you your age. Anything under 3 years you're probably not gonna get approved for any high limit cards. So this is for you. You're gonna take advantage of those rent reporting websites because, like I said, they pack a punch. Okay, so boom, can you do both? Or can you do multiple? I wouldn't do more than 2 because you really don't need more than 2. And remember that this is gonna actually add debt to your credit profile because you're reporting a monthly payment. So you're telling these creditors that you are, whatever you say your rent is, $2,200, $2,500, $2,600, $3,000, whatever you say that your rent is every month. This is looking like a monthly charge that you have as a debt on your account, right? But no worries about that because we're going for the maximum benefit, which is age, okay? So you don't want to go and sign up for all of them. I've had clients sign up for every single one that they can find unnecessarily. You don't have to do that. So boom, after you figure out what your age is from Credit Karma, then you're going to go and sign up for these accounts. You get them on there and then you have established history. So what I want you to remember is that with your credit profile, the age is established and accounted for according to like a medium. So if your oldest account is 10 years and your youngest account is 1 year, then it's probably just gonna be about 5 years, 4.5 to 5 years old, because they find that medium between your oldest and your youngest account. Okay, so a lot of people get that confused. However, if you put a 10-year trade line, a primary trade line using those rent reporters that I mentioned, your profile is gonna be structured out so solid that the banks will not tell you no. I mean, there are a couple other factors which I will go over in another video, but in terms of age, in terms of history, this is a game changer. Now, remember, this is a primary, okay? This is not an authorized user trade line. This is a primary trade line. So this is actually gonna be in your name. This is gonna be in your name and it's gonna stay on there as long as you're paying. So for $65, this is gonna change the game for your credit profile, okay? And then the monthlies, I think they range anywhere from like $8.95 to $14 per month, okay? So every month that you pay, every month is gonna report. Now, how are they gonna do that? They're gonna send a text out or an email to the landlord that you chose, and they're gonna say, hey, did Raphael pay his rent this month? Check 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 for yes, but late, okay? It is just that simple. Now, after you do that, if you wanna go ahead and add on some more authorized user trade lines or anything like that, you absolutely can. And it's okay, right? But you don't have to, because this is just enough. I promise you, with just 2 of those, and you can pick the 2 that you want, with just 2 of those, you're gonna get your goal met if you're having a problem with age on your credit profile, okay? So boom, I'm CEO Miss Ricky. I hope that helped. If you need more information like this, make sure you follow me because I'm always dropping the credit gems.